Hi everyone, welcome back to the Enneagram YouTube series. I am by myself today to explain all about type 2s, which is my number. This is very scary for me. I'm gonna be revealing all of my dirty secrets to the world. So type 2s. Let's start with their spiritual sin. The type 2 spiritual sin is pride, and that's in the sense of not being able to admit or accept that we have needs that we wish other people would fulfill for us. Type 2s, their nickname is the helper, so we want to kind of always focus on the needs of other people and fulfill those needs and be super loving and caring and helpful towards those people. And this is because we fear that if we were to show our needs, or if we were to kind of take a step back from helping other people in order to help ourselves and our own needs, we fear unconsciously that people won't want to be around us anymore. And this is because type 2s are in the shame triad. So the shame triad are 2s, 3s, and 4s. All of these numbers, we feel inherently that there is something intrinsically wrong with us. We don't feel that we can be accepted for who we are, and we try to cloak that with presenting something else. So for type 2s, we present a really kind, loving, caring type of persona to protect our real selves and make sure that people will want us around, that people will accept us, that people do enjoy our company because we're necessary to them. Yes. For me as a kid, I definitely felt this. My earliest childhood memories are of me like playing house with other kids, and I would always volunteer to be like the not so important character in the game so that other people would have more fun and whatnot. If somebody needed something like an extra snack during like recess time, I would always volunteer my food, things like that. Whew, this is very scary. Every 2 is different. Their experiences are different, but that was just what it was like for me. And as I've been learning about the Enneagram, the kind of unconscious childhood message that most 2s received was that it's not okay to have your own needs. So you have to hide your needs and make sure that you fulfill everybody else's. On the flip side of that, this means that a lot of type 2s are actually really good at sensing the needs of other people. They're the kind of people who their ears will twitch and overhear somebody saying, "Oh, I really wish that I could afford this whatever, but it's too expensive and I'm not gonna like buy it for myself." A type 2 will probably hear that and secretly start saving up so they can help get you that gift or something like that. If you're sick, a type 2 will be the kind of person who will want to help make sure that you have chicken soup or are staying warm or are resting correctly. Those are all examples also from my own expression of my 2-ness. I know that there are lots of other different types of 2s, and they may be watching this video being like, that is not what I would do. So please keep that in mind. But basically the gist is that we want to be useful to other people and take care of them. So some dark confessions of being a 2. There are times that myself and other 2s, like we will genuinely be able to love on others. I might have mentioned in the very beginning video about how God kind of gifted us with different expressions of his nature. And so type 2s, we kind of reflect the loving heart of God. And so there's a lot of times that I'll just want to do something for somebody and not expect anything in return or not hope for anything in return because I'm secure in myself and I'm secure with the Lord. But when I'm not doing well, I get down. I get really upset and critical of myself when other people are made happy because of the kindness of another person in the group. If I don't feel like I was being the kindest person in my group of friends, I feel really down on myself because in those moments of unhealth, that is where my value is. And if I'm not being that special friend, that really committed person to helping somebody out, and these people are able to function and be totally happy without me, then who am I? Then what value do I have to offer? Are they gonna abandon me? These are kind of the feelings or questions that I might have when I'm not doing well. Moving right along into directions of integration, which is growth, or disintegration, which is stress. A 2 will move to the lower side of type 8 when they are in disintegration. And so you'll definitely know when a 2 is disintegrating when their typical coping mechanisms aren't working, because normally a 2 is really positive, loving, supportive, very helpful and cheerful. And when they disintegrate, they are demanding, more controlling and insistent that they're right and that you should listen to them. And this is because those 2s in stress feel like they're being taken advantage of, or they're not being appreciated. All of their efforts to love on you are kind of being ignored, or you're really oblivious to it and it's the last straw. Or maybe there's a person that the 2 believes in their spiritual set of pride that this person really needs help and I'm going to help them in this specific way, but that person is refusing the help or is continuing an unhealthy behavior that is just hurting them. You might see a 2 very stressed and disintegrate into this demanding, controlling, like very angry person. A healthy type 2, in contrast, has learned to kind of move towards the positive side of type 4, where they're able to look inward at themselves, their own needs, identify their own feelings instead of feeling only the feelings of those around them, figuring out like, what do I feel? What do I want? How can I invest in myself? And so usually that kind of 2 in health will exhibit a little bit more creativity, self-investment. They realize that their value and worth is not in what other people think of them or how loving other people consider them, but in how much God loves them. And that frees them to be able to invest in themselves and take care of themselves. They realize that saying no does not mean everyone in the world is going to reject them, and they can say no and still be okay and still have strong relationships with people. So in terms of spiritual growth, if you think you are a 2, just remember that unconsciously you probably feel, or maybe consciously you feel, like nobody is going to accept you for who you are if you don't offer these really nice things to do for them. And I just want to encourage you by saying that God loves you so much, and He loved you before you did a single thing for anybody. There's nothing that you could have done for God to help Him out, and He loves you and He wants you. And that's the message that most 2s want, like you're wanted. You're wanted despite everything. I hope that message kind of helps and encourage 2s who are trying to work on themselves. On the side of a little bit more convicting messages, you might say that you're doing something in the service of God, but it's actually because of your own fear and trying to continue to exacerbate your spiritual sin of pretending you don't have needs and wanting other people to love you. So don't use God as an excuse for your behavior. Really try to catch yourself and find the motives, the darker motives about why you might be doing something. So that was me exposing myself and my 2 friends. Again, please keep in mind every 2 is different. I went a little bit more personal with this one. Not too much. Just keep in mind that it's not about behavior that determines your 2-ness, but your motivation. Hope this was helpful. Please comment below if you are a 2 so that I know that you're there. I hope you're not mad if you are. And we will see you in the next Enneagram video. Bye!